There's only one thing in your real estate reels that secretly decides whether people keep watching, and it has nothing to do with how you're filming the video, your face, your editing. Almost no agent even knows it's there. So when one of my students sent me a reel that he felt was off and he couldn't explain why, I knew exactly what it was. We fixed it in about 4 minutes and just like on this call. And we made one key fix that made the difference between this reel that was going to do maybe 3,000 views and that ended up doing over 60,000 and bringing in over 50 warm leads to his real estate business.
I know it's missing just something. It's missing something.
Cool. So yeah, you have all these cities planned out. Okay. So before I actually watch it, what do you think is missing? Like, is it in? Are you saying? Is it the hook? Is it throughout it?
Nah, I think it's missing something just right now. Like from the beginning, either a text hook, maybe replacing that Pittsburgh or something. I don't know. Something, because you'll watch the video. It's very quick, snappy, and gets to the point. It's pretty solid, but it's just missing that thing. Get you to watch it in the first place, I think.
Okay. Cool. I'll watch it.
You want more house for your money? Look here. For luxury homes, look here. If schools are a top priority for you, look here. If you want some walkability in a real downtown, look here.
Yeah, I think it's a text hook. I'm not sure. There's not much room. I mean, it's okay because the text hook only is going to stay like 5 seconds. So you can still have your text hook like right here. And that should just be right above your captions. And then these other cities will open up. So it probably is. Basically, you might either shrink your captions or put it like under you right there. Or you just don't have captions for the first few seconds. Which would be unfortunate, but like we've done it before.
More house for your money? Look here. For luxury homes? Look here. If schools are a top priority for you? Look here. If you want some walkability in a real downtown? Look here. For newer homes in a bigger lot size? Look here. If you want wine country and charm? Look here. And if you're moving to or in the East Bay area and just don't know where to start, comment the word me and I'll send you my full reel.
What if you just did I'm trying to think. I'm going to use this as an example. This, or even just let me use myself actually, because I have a video like that. Basically, you have a very high TAM image, but you have a lot going on here. Like there's a lot of things that like are there. So you're going to need something very short, very hooky that they're going to literally be able to see within like 1 second. They're going to know everything within 1 second because you're there. We may or may not have captions in the first few seconds, depending on like where the text hook is going to end up being, which I don't know how you edited this, but if you're able to move like this smaller, a tiny bit smaller up in the middle, and then you might be able to put caption below yourself and have a text hook. But honestly, I think you're good enough to have no captions, but
Captions at all?
location. No, just until the text hook goes away. I'm trying to see.
You want more house for your money? Look here.
I would say have the text, and I'll show you what I mean, but the text hook will probably be right here. Keep it there for these first 2 seconds.
I was thinking to replace it with the Pittsburgh, because I didn't mention Pittsburgh at all. So I was thinking just to replace that Pittsburgh location with the text hook. Because
Up here, you like up. I mean,
yeah,
but you're
like I don't like the text hook being on the bottom personally.
I know. I mean, yeah, it's not. I don't love it. You want to all be pretty concise where you are. Text hooks can be in your captions because again, same thing. You're calling them to all these different cities. So it's like, yeah, generally you want to probably try to keep everything within here. Or maybe you can have, because in my head, it's only going to be one line. I haven't even said it what's going to be. Are you willing to like either move or like redo this green screen portion of it?
I don't know.
My only thing for that would be if you could move it. What was I thinking? Was I going to say higher? Because then there's a good line, like a lot of space right here. You could put a text up. So here's what
Why don't I just put it above my head?
Well, it depends, but if it's right above your head, you're going to cover Brentwood, and Brentwood's the first one you pointed to. So if you had it here, because yes,
No, like in the middle, not covering anything,
So my thing was going to be super simple. Again, stealing this, let me just go back to it. This is a very wide ICP, so that's why this has to be a very top of funnel, wide TAM text hook, because you're not calling out anyone in specific. So there needs to be a real reason for someone to say stay. And so this one is a red background, and then you highlight the text. Because when you do a red background, it's going to give you like off pink text. So you have the red background with the classic font, and then highlight all the text. Make sure the text is white so it stands out. Just do exposing Bay Area cities. That's just like what comes to my head.
Exposing Bay Area cities. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be high enough TAM. That's going to be enough to get people to stop. And it's probably going to be like one line right here. And you can slip it, as long as it's centered, ideally, you can slip it in like a pretty decent spot, even if it's right here. I say if you kept it right here, I would slip it in right here below you. Because again, your head's right here. Your text is literally right here. It doesn't cover up anything because you're not going to get to Danville or San Ramon until later. So if you have it here, Brentwood, where you say, look here, keep it there until you say, look here. And then when you have that cut right here for luxury homes, at that cut, have it disappear. So only have it there for like literally the 2 seconds. And then
Are we going to keep it for the whole video?
No, I would remove it just because then you can move your captions back up because I think there's a lot going on if you can have captions, all of these and your text hook. Keep your text hook there for like literally the 2 seconds until it's cut right here at the 2 second mark, and then bring your captions back up. Because even I think your captions are a little low. Okay. Your captions don't have to be centered. Actually, your captions are text hooks.
I'm OCD, bro. You know,
No, I get it. That's almost more of a pattern interrupt and aesthetic. Yeah, almost have some like not off centered, but if you actually made them a little bit smaller and brought it higher.
Maybe I could change the template of the caption where it's like as I'm saying it like puts the word. Have you seen that one?
You mean like one word by one word? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's like as I say it like puts it in a sentence.
Oh, like you can do that, but it depends. I think it only does one line, so it'd be a one line word by word, is what you're saying.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying nothing too crazy, you know. It's like three words. But that would help if it's in a corner or somewhere different than the center. I think.
I mean, I could move it up slightly. If you just put it up here, just put it right below San Ramon.
You know, I was, but there was that interstate or whatever highway road thing right there. So it's like it messed things up.
But I would say your captions, if they're a little bit bolder like this, the 680 sign shouldn't be. Did it really not much of like a let's just say like a it basically okay. I'm not sure, but that's what I would run.
I mean, I could go change the image. I'm not gonna lie, I was just a little lady doing that.
No, I get it. Yeah, again, it might be optimal where again you can cover something because again you're not getting these till quote unquote later. But I would just do all caps, pure red background, white text, all caps, and
that's a good one.
Putting it somewhere that's basically like right under you. So like again, like right here, even if it covers some up, just don't make it again, your corners are going to be rounded.
You don't want me to put it at the top? Because I want to put it at the top.
I get it, but it's so far from you because people, they're going to have so many options to look at right here. Their first instinct is going to be looking at you. And if they're looking at your eyes, which is where anyone looks at on a video like this, they're looking at your eyes first. If your text hook is right here, they only have to look like this much distance away. But if your text hook's like up here, they're going from this to this. Their eyes have a much further pathway up to look at a text hook up there compared to where they're going to look instantly naturally, which is your eyes. So that's why I would say, and it's not that close at bottom. Like your captions, again, like how you have, it's probably going to end right here. So it's going to be like in a decent position. And everything stays again, they're pretty much looking at you from here, the reels and friends and stuff up there. That's going to take your first chunk of your top half up here. It's going to be pretty close to the screen by that time. Again, your corners are going to be rounded. So your video is going to probably be tucked right into here. So I would say keeping it, and again, it's only going to be there for 2 seconds. But that's what I would say. Whether you want to tweak some of this or not is up to you. But I would, for how it is I would put it on this, still pretty close to the middle, this bottom middle, right under you, and then cut it right for the luxury homes. Again, I've seen word by word captions work. I've seen these work. I'd say the ones how you're thinking of, they work great as well. So I would say as long as, and if you want feedback on it, that's fine. Whether you keep it centered or you do kind of make it not too small, but a little bit smaller, but you put it right here. That's kind of up to you what you kind of like feel. But
Okay, I'm gonna mess with it a little bit.
but yeah, now that you kind of have a text tape, I keep that right there. I only keep it for 2 seconds, and then because you don't want your captions to be too far from where your text hook disappears. So I might, if you do change it, I might remove the 680 sign. And again, if your text hook's going to be like right here, even if just kind of like, again, it's only the first 2 seconds. If it covers it, that's fine. You don't mention it in the beginning. You mentioned Brentwood. I would just make sure like your captions are pretty close to where your text hook disappears. If that makes sense.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, that's gonna make a huge difference for sure. Schools are a top priority for you. Money? Look here. For luxury homes? Look here. If schools are a top priority for you? Look here. If you want some walkability and a real downtown? Look here. For newer homes and a bigger lot size? Look here. If you want wine country and charm? Look here. And if you're moving to or in the East Bay,
You know what actually would have been really cool with this format is, I'm trying to think of the word, is if you, and this would help with, I don't even know if like Livermore is even needed down there, honestly. I mean, it could be. Do you even measure that?
just for homes and walkability? Look here. If you want some walkability and a real downtown? Look here.
Wine country. Because it's so far down that your captions and everything is pretty much going to cover that. Or it's like, it's going to be like right above it. It's going to be like fairly visible.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
And it's not that, but just for what I like. So hypothetically, let's say this wasn't there. Just for my example, this is kind of a curve right here. Because my first thought was like, why did you say Brentwood first? That was my immediate thought. So like, why Brentwood first? And I'm like, could I have optimized this for like not a different city, but like a different format? And so what if you were right here and you appealed to people's wanting this of, try out to see if I pick up, like OCD, basically. You appeal to their OCD and you actually started in San Ramon and you worked your way from San Ramon to Danville, to Walnut Creek, to Pleasant Hill, to Martinez, to Pittsburgh, to Oakley, to Brentwood.
I mean, I was kind of leaving the essence of mystery, kind of putting them on the edge of their seats, what's next type of situation,
But if you work in this pattern, you're subconsciously telling them that you want them to stay till the end because you're giving insight on every single one of these. And they're going to be like, oh, wait, what is he going to say that about? Because when you mix each on, because that's the thing, when you have so many cities like this, we want to make this as simple as possible. It's like having like 8 different text hooks in a way. Like you usually wouldn't have an image like this with like, that you're actually trying to get them to watch with like 8 different cities that they're trying to look at the same time. So if you do kind of follow their OCD and you started in San Ramon and you worked at Danville, Walnut Creek, Pleasant Hill, Martinez, Pittsburgh, Oakley, and maybe you created an open, even though it's super quick, you could create this open loop in the very beginning that where you say like, may not be the cheapest, but San Ramon XYZ. And so it's like, okay, Brentwood, Oakley, Pittsburgh down here, again, kind of like general ICP, like, is like what you said, you started off with like more affordable and you opened kind of an open loop with right here. It's like, oh, even though it's not as affordable, San Ramon XYZ explanation. And then if you ended in Brentwood, or you kind of like, now once you add a Pleasant Hill, you're like, we're actually getting slightly more affordable, but Pleasant Hill has XYZ. So, okay, as we're getting down into it, they're like subconsciously like, oh, wait, like what is he going to say about what? You're kind of creating Brentwood as like this desirable, still good, higher end, good school, good area, better pricing, quote unquote, for you overall pick. And we kind of work to their OCD and basically subconsciously tell them that they are going to get rewarded with something fresh, new, rewarding, new information by the time you get to here. Because once someone knows you won't go here, 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 and here, they're like, oh, wait, he's going in order. I want to wait till the end. And so that's kind of like what you're creating. So again, aside from text hook, I was like, okay, like why? Because in my head, I'm thinking TAM. I'm like, okay, I don't like by no means, especially for you, do I always want you to like mention and start places like the San Ramon, Danville, Walnut Creek. But if you think about it in this way, obviously people read left to right, so it makes sense to kind of like start in San Ramon and end in Brentwood compared to the other way around. That's just what comes to my
I feel like I did this whole thing the wrong way.
Where again, you have a framework, and it's all great, but it's like that's why I was basically saying, it's like, okay, with TAM, I'm like, what names, what could I use? I'm like, why start in Brentwood? I'm like, what is the reason for starting in Brentwood? Is there a reason that I can figure out to, like, again, same thing, like, we can tell there's things in here, like how you said in the beginning, you can tell there's something missing, which I think in the beginning, right, was for the text hook, but there's like subconsciously even more sometimes things that we don't even see in the very beginning. And I think that wouldn't have made this like perfect. I think with this format, a text hook probably makes this a 7, if I want to be specific, like a 7.3 out of 10 with a text hook. Optimize like 7.3. If you went in this way, I'd probably give you like an 8.9 or a 9.1. I think that's like a big enough difference for like actually.
Okay, so I should probably do this thing over.
If you wanted, like, it obviously depends.
I could do this again.
Yeah,
There's more cities.
And it's a 19-second video. Take out Livermore because I mean it's so far, and again your captions are gonna like go like right here. They're literally not gonna skip. So I would take out Livermore, and then I would just work with what you have here.
Should I take out the Pittsburgh, Pleasant Hill, and Martinez since I didn't mention those? And then I could potentially try and reorder my clips.
You could keep them,
like how you said.
Mention now. Yeah, only bring up these cities that you mentioned. Follow the hook a little bit better if you took out Martinez. Like obviously because we're almost working like a nice shape, a hook shape right here. The Martinez kind of shrink it out a little bit. I'm just thinking like OCD, Dome, Pleasant Hill, and Pittsburgh. Yeah, for sure. Like if you showed these cities, there's no reason that you shouldn't say it if it's not there. And I think there's enough space to care that it makes this hook shape. If you took out Pittsburgh, Martinez, plus Gill, it wouldn't look like a hook. Like you'd see this, but like my OCG wants you to like go in this order, basically. So I think you could even keep Martinez and even make this a 35. Because again, that's why you can make this a longer video. You just need open loops. So as long as you add like the subconscious open loops, like saying that, oh, it's not XYZ, but okay, now you're getting on a pre-cluster hill, kind of flows it. Now we are getting a little more affordable, but XYZ, or you say, now we're a land of tech, I don't know, whatever. Or you could just literally do affordable because that's kind of what you're banking on with Brentwood, like more affordable, better schools. It's kind of like you probably bank on for Brentwood and Oak Ridge. So if you talk about those as like open loops as you got your way here, then yeah, I said that would be fair. I think you'd probably get like a 1, maybe even a 3 if you got that. And then if you got rid of that 680,
I'm gonna redo it. But I'm gonna redo the script.
Put your text hook right here.
I'm gonna redo the video.
Try to keep yourself in the middle here. You can move like a little bit, like move it a tiny bit, like throughout this little middle section. Even though you have like Mount Diablo, but again, so you have a little
cover my Mount Diablo thing.
You could cover Mount Diablo because obviously, like, you don't need Mount Diablo just because, like, you already have all these. So we're gonna have you have all these cities, so it's not super important that you actually have Mount Diablo. That'd be like, again, visually Mount Diablo in a bump reel is nice, just because people know what it is, but you already have 8 cities right here, so people already know where you are talking about. You could Martinez. I've
got it. Yeah, that's the only reason I put my face there. I didn't want to cover Mount Diablo.
And I get it. It's like a murder your darlings moment. It's like, yes, okay, I am doing this, and does it kind of make sense to me right now? But does the video still make sense without it? Because we want to keep this bare minimum.
Yeah.
Does the video still make sense without
it?
Even though I liked it. If it does, then, that's your answer.
Nah, I appreciate that. No, I don't want to post, if I can have the opportunity to. The only reason I wanted to get this out today was I probably still will. Just, yeah, a bunch of stuff. No, but I wanted to get out yesterday. I missed that.
That's fine.
It's just busy, bro. So it's like
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, and same thing. Like right here.
trying to finish. Want to stay consistent.
I mean, you could re-edit this image in. I mean, I guess if you want to, like, I guess the only thing would be like
to do autocorrect.
yeah, re-scripting a tiny bit. I would just say, yeah, add an open loop in San Ramon, add one in Walnut Creek or Pleasant Hill, like close it being like, okay, now we are more affordable. We have some good schools, then XYZ, whatever you wanted to talk about. And then like finally close it in Oakley Brentwood, which always means you're probably gonna have like 2 open and closed loops within a
I'm gonna take out Livermore and Martinez then. Start at San Ramon.
Yeah,
my way to Broward.
exactly. Yeah. I would say keep all these because it keeps your hook shape. But if you wanted to take out Martinez, you could.
Okay, I got you.
Just because it does kind of like make the hook a little bit taller. So you could go without it, but I would keep these.
Maybe if the script is quick, I could try to squeeze it in there. Maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd say for this, I wouldn't push it longer than 45 seconds because you're at 19 right now. If you could get 35 seconds or less, I would say that'd be like optimal, but I try not to aim for more than 45.
Okay.
But we got a text hook, and I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I mean, again,
Yeah,
like if,
I agree with
like,
you. You know,
like the same thing. Like, hey,
more optimal.
like, you know, that's how we're. These are the things that take you from averaging, 3,000 views to when we actually put the work in a video, us averaging 20 to 60,000. It's like it's those small things, especially if like, I mean, obviously only my own perspective. It takes it from a 7.1 to a 9.3.
That's a good increase for me too.
Right. Like if it takes it from like a 7.1 to like an 8.1, then it's like could be where.
Still want to post 7s, man.
Like,
So to re-summarize what I did, because I will just add this for a couple minutes at the end, because I was in a coffee shop. I just got these new Apple headphones. I normally have my Zoom audio connected for this microphone, so I had to use an AI to get the audio that you guys have been listening to. But I'm going to go over what we just did. I think he ended up possibly. I honestly don't think he refilmed it. I think he kept his script pretty much. Well, actually, no, he did refilm it. He, for some reason, had all of these cities he was talking about. Again, he would like point to one and be like, this one has schools. Like, if you want this, do this. If you want this, do this. He had, a city really low, like way down here. Again, when you have Instagram cropping on mobile devices, cropping the edges like that. And then when your physical video caption and your profile, all the likes, comments, stuff like is down here. If there's a city that was in the very beginning, like right down here, which he had it was called Livermore, just right down here. No one's going to see that. And it's honestly kind of farther down from all these other ones. So I'm like, okay, let's just get rid of that. There was this little 680 highway sign that kind of like ruined our OCD because our captions were going to be like right here, and he didn't like his captions being over this like blue sign. So we got rid of that. And for some reason, he had Pittsburgh here, but he didn't even say anything about it. So I'm like, why would you add a city? Like something very intentional. Like you're pointing to every one of these like cities. Why would you not speak about all of them? Like, why would you skip some? So he ended up going back, making this from about a 19-second video to about a 35-second video, and talked about each one. I don't know if I'm sharing the audio for this, but I don't know if I can check it out. So if schools are your top priority, go to San Ramon, and then end up being, you want cheaper homes, you want bigger lot sizes, you want bigger home for your buck. I did go back about the script. I did tell him to add open loops. Open loops is something where you open up a question, you open up an open-ended question, you basically say something that doesn't get answered, you give some value, you have a body, and then you close the loop. So I was going to say, hey, after San Ramon, because everyone in my area knows San Ramon's a very expensive area. So maybe when you got to, maybe you did your stuff for Danville, then Walnut Creek. I said, hey, let's do an open loop. Let's say, hey, you're getting a little bit more, you're getting some better schools, slightly more affordable homes than San Ramon. Okay, so they know, now they recognize a pattern. The more we go up, we're getting cheaper. We're getting more, cheaper homes. And so, okay, when we get Pittsburgh, okay, if you want truly the best bang for your buck dollar-wise, go to Pittsburgh. And if you want the best home for your buck, great schools as well, go to Brentwood. He originally first pointed to Brentwood. He pointed to Walnut Creek. He pointed to Pittsburgh. He pointed to San Ramon. That was giving me some OCD as well, because I see this and I see this as a hook. I don't know if any of you guys subconsciously saw that. I saw these cities all as a hook. So we talked about OCD, and that's a real thing, where I actually would have rather him like started in San Ramon, then go to Danville, then go to Walnut Creek. He actually lives in Brentwood, so it actually makes sense for him to technically end here. But I'm like, okay, instead of just pointing to the different cities, let's have a pattern. Let's ease these people's OCD, because I like subconsciously want you to follow. I don't know why. I want to follow this line. And people read left to right, so that's why I'm starting in San Ramon. And then going all the way to the right here to Brentwood. And he's going to say something about each one of these and end in Brentwood. So that's what I had him do. He said something about each of them. Sweet. And we added open loops to basically tell people that the farther up we go, we're going to basically get cheaper. Better, like cheaper, better areas, better schools. Even though it gets cheaper, it's better school, good schools as well. The image, he pretty much kept the same. We don't need to say we're exposing Bay Area cities. Like, we don't need to have any verbal intro, because that's what our text hook is for. Exposing Bay Area cities. It's only there for like
for you. Look
2 seconds.
here for luxury.
And then his captions bump in. So some people would say, hey, add your captions there in the very beginning along with your text hook. You could, but this exposing Bay Area cities was only there for 2 seconds, and then the captions kicked in after, just because people are looking at Jeremiah, they're looking at the text hook, they're looking at all these cities as well. It's so much text, where I think we've proven that if you can get by without having captions in your hook, depending on if it, again, adds too much. And I think having this text hook and captions would add too much. And again, it's only there for about 2 seconds. So it ended up being pretty good. Now, this wasn't actually red. This is like a pink one. I told him, I don't know if you guys remembered. I'm like, hey, just like make this more red and have pure white font. This is kind of like a light pink, light red. So it wasn't as bold red as I thought it was hoping it was going to be. I stole this hook format and I used it for myself for one of my most viral videos on Instagram, which has about 500,000 or 600,000 views right now, exposing Ryan Serhant. And I got that from a format from a creator called Toozer on Instagram. He doesn't have any of these videos up anymore. He's like one of those guru guys. He'll go ghost. And so all those videos are gone now, but he created a bunch of these viral videos. And I was like, okay, obviously we don't have like an intro to this video. He just started off in it, which is great. Whenever you can do that and you can just like start into the video without like giving an intro, let's say, or even like having a hook, is great. Because then your text hook, exposing Bay Area cities, is a very wide TAM, which is our total addressable market, who we are speaking to. And Bay Area is very wide. It basically covers these cities. I don't need to be too niche and be specific, be like East Bay Area. Exposing Bay Area cities is good enough. Again, we're getting warm inbound. He had comment me. We got about 50 people in here commenting that. And we're again converting those in the DMs and then onto booked consultation calls themselves. Exposing Bay Area cities, which just happened to be one that just popped in my head. Sometimes it happens to be one of those where it's like it's just pure instinct, inspiration. You thought that would be great. I thought it would be great. And that was it, really. So we've curved this. We made sure he said something about each one of these. We got rid of the extra city at the bottom. We did exposing Bay Area cities for about 2 seconds. And then we had the captions pop up after. And honestly, that was kind of it. Added some open loops throughout it and then a call to action at the end. So if you guys want to book a one-on-one like just strategy session with me, we'll go over, because Jeremiah is obviously part of my academy, my real estate content academy. This is where I help agents who are, getting some views, creating content already, but you're just not converting, or you're not at the spot where you should be, or maybe you have no delegation. And so that's the things I want to be able to solve and implement for you. If you're inconsistent, we have the systems already built out to like kill inconsistency. So if you want to book a call with me and see if it's a good fit for you, if it's a good fit for me as well, if you're a good fit for the academy, then we'll let you in. Again, we have agents like this, like Jeremiah. We have some newer agents as well, like Zach, who closed his first deal in 45 days. And we have high-level broker owners in here too. So I hold the academy to a very high standard, but if we're able to make it work, then I'm down to talk and let's have a little strategy sesh.